Okay, so I want to review with you the characteristics of a memoir. So I'm going to pull that up on the screen so we can see it and look at it because it's small. Can you see this now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so we're getting ready to write our own memoirs. So I just wanted to review with you the characteristics of one, that it focuses on one event at one point in the author's life, or in this case, your life. That it uses description to help bring that story to life, that you write it in the first person. So you're going to use I and me, like I remember my first day of kindergarten or something like that. Okay. And it's based on truth. So we say based on truth because it needs to be a true event. But sometimes when we're looking back on things, we may not get all of the details quite right. It's our memories of the details. Okay. So that's why we have to say it's based on truth. Okay. It's as true as we can possibly make it. It actually happened, but sometimes those details may not be the way the way we remember them, but we put down what we remember. Okay. So I guess it's our truths. This is how I remember it. So it has a lot of the same narrative structures of stories. Could have, a setting, plot development, imagery, conflict. Okay. And it also reveals the feelings of the writer. It lets us know what you're feeling. Okay. And then it has a fictional quality to it because it's like a story, even though the story is true. And it's about the author's experience more than the event itself. So you want to tell about how this experience, what this experience was like for you. Not just saying this is what happened, but how did that affect you? Why is that something that you remember so well? What impact did it have on you? You tell it from your perspective and what happened and the experience that you had. Okay? So I'm going to stop sharing that. All right. So then I had also put up that we want to talk about what you need to do once you've got the pre-writing done, then you need to start working on a draft of the actual memoir. Okay. Let me move this back a little. So that means that your memoir your draft should have an introduction, a body, a conclusion. And that's what we tried to put in those, your pre-writing activity, that it's broken down for you. The body paragraphs, this is what would happen. This is where they would go, or what you're going to say in them. And the introduction, we're trying to give you a good way to start it, the hook, the lead in, okay? And all of those elements, and then wrapping it up so that you do have a story version of an intro, body, and a conclusion, but they're all there, okay? So you said that you're not quite finished with your pre-writing. That's okay. It takes some time to figure out, all of the details or what you're going to say. How far into it are you?
I just need to do the conflict resolution and the author's theme and the
Okay.
editing, the title.
Okay. That's not bad then. You're pretty much done, so you can get started on it. Okay. Do you have any questions? Because the rest of the time I was going to let you guys work on this.
I do have the question for the title.
Okay.
The third page.
Yeah.
The assignment. It says some potential titles for more are. Do I start with that?
Yeah. I mean, that's well, when you actually write it, what kind of a title do you want to give it? Because you do need to give it a title. That's what that's for. You don't have to settle on the title right away. Just write down a couple of ideas that you have, then write the draft. And once you've got the draft written, you can decide, oh yeah, I think this title works best, or I want to change it to this one. Okay. So the title itself isn't so important to have right at the start. Okay? So you can have an idea, but sometimes those things change.
Okay.
So just write down some possibilities and then save that for later. And I'll just tell you what I tell my students in speech. When we're putting a speech together, I always tell my students after they've done their research to start with the body of the speech. Write that first. I know that's hard for us not to start at the very beginning, but if we write the body first, then it really helps us lay out the other two parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you know what to give it.
Yep. Yep, you do. So, any other questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. You are free to stay on or you are free to leave the meeting. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording of it. I will post this for everybody else that didn't show up today.